live. I'm just a few seconds late. I'm just getting carried away with this, but we're back. You're listening to IBGR.network, and IBGR as a call sign, as a radio station. But of course, you already know we're much more than a radio station. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere really. Come and join us. We've even got an app. But I'm your host, Jan Robberts, Inspirational Entrepreneur, and this is session number 1, session 1, episode 1 even, of season 4. And it's all about the people business. We are here in the people business. And if you want to download the show notes, Donna's already uploaded them again, as she does every time. Go to the www.ibgr.network and download the show notes. You can also join us there on the join us link. You can also see all the other amazing hosts there. You can read about them. You can download their podcasts. You can connect with them. You can join us. We're here for you, and all the different episodes, all the different areas, 5 different areas, 24/7. We're here, and we want you to because you are important to us. Mika says, I appreciate and value you because you listen to me, are interested in exploring and challenging my thoughts. Oh, that works both ways, Mikael, and I really appreciate that. But yes, you had another comment there. Oh, snow and cold most days here now. Okay, I feel for you. Well, I quite like the snow every now and then. But yeah, but yes, Mikael and I have got amazing conversations. We never know where they lead to, but we listen to each other and we feed off each other, and it's mutual respect. It's grown over time, and yes, no doubt I appreciate you. And Gunther is here as well, another amazing human being. Both people I really value in my life. I value people, and you are 2 examples. I value Donna, I value Bill, I value, of course, Arthi, I value my family. But it's a lot of those kind of things. But the last thing I want to talk about here, about the show I'm going to talk about, lifting the lid on your potential. I don't know if it should be number 12, but it is. But blowing the lid of your business potential, blowing the lid of your potential. We're doing this all the time, and if we do this, if we have a glass ceiling, Arthi talks about that glass ceiling, that it's glass so it can be broken. It's something we have in our own minds, something we're told, who do you think you are? You can never do that. And we've been told that from little, and no, and that's no wonder that we have this happening all the time. The lid is clearly there. Now we need to take that lid off, because if we don't know yet, if nobody knows yet in all their science and all their equipment how powerful the mind really is, then would it not make sense that we go and try everything? I'm not talking about jumping off a building and see if gravity still works, or can we maybe fly. I'm not talking about that kind of thing, because gravity does work. But why don't we do things? And I'm going to talk into that in mind power as well, because our thoughts become actions. So if everything begins with a thought, now does it then not make sense that we change our thinking? Because all the thoughts we've had so far, this is what we are here now. So then we start looking at something and we say, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? Have we tried it? Sometimes we haven't even tried it, or sometimes we tried it in the past, or sometimes we have actually done something in the past, and we how is Arthi on the phone? Okay, because I'm using her phone. Where Arthi, our thoughts become actions. So agree with that. Yes. So very simple, and I'm going to elaborate on that. But I mean, if that is the case, then we are here right now because of the thoughts we've had in the past. So our thoughts go into our conscious, then they drop into our subconscious, and from there they turn into actions. So we look at our results, and we've had in the past, and I can't do that, because of what we couldn't do in the past, of what we were told we couldn't do in the past, and we never even tried. It's like that elephant story with the elephant with a chain around his leg, and it could rip the chain and the tent out of the ground, but it doesn't try anymore. You get that story, but that's what many people are like. So does it not make sense? And if we want to try different things, and we try the new things, that we need to have different thoughts. So if we start, so all we're looking at just now is based on the thoughts we've had in the past, even the recent past. So if we now start thinking different towards our future, then we can do different things, and we can do more things, and we can do better things. Let's lift the lid of our entrepreneurial business. Let's lift the lid of our life together. It's going to be explosive, and I love it. But that's some of my sessions. And then, of course, the summary of what we have achieved in 3 months is going to be at the very last one again. But every show, basically, you will receive some key points to learn from, but more importantly, to implement. As we all know, knowledge is not power, but knowledge acted upon is power. And if you really want to benefit even more so than from the implementation, then every single day reflect on all you have implemented from those key points provided. So every single day, kind of look back, and then you've got a few questions. You've got a few questions that you need to think into, because implementation is key. And then every day ask yourself some simple but very powerful questions at the end of the day. And I've written them in the show notes as well. What did I do well? What could I have done better? What do I need to change? And what did I learn from today? 4 simple questions. If you can answer them and write them down in your journal, and journal every day about your, also in your, add gratitude to that. There's a whole lot of things you can journal about every day. But if you do that at the end of every day, then take those experiences into tomorrow. And so you will for sure grow in your life and your business. Because I said this before, the only guarantee that you will, that tomorrow will be better if you do something today to grow yourself. See, personal development, people skills is about personal development, because if you don't grow, you just go. And Arthur just wrote, we think our lives into reality. We have to be so careful with what we think and say, because we are fully in control of what we manifest in our life. And then Gunther says, be careful what you think about, because they can hold you back. Become aware of what you are thinking about, and then change your way of thinking gradually. Yeah, thank you, Gunther and Arthur as well, for those powerful words. But that is really, when we look at those simple questions, I've given you some of the insights into the 12 sessions I'm going to do this season, the 3 months ahead. None of this set in stone, because you will govern what I will talk about. You will govern, and we're going to go live as well in discussion points. We're now using Facebook, we're using the radio show, we're using YouTube. We're also going live more, that you can ask live questions. With challenge of internet, it's a bit, it's indeed a bit too much at the moment here. But I will have Facebook, and I will have the radio station, and also live question asking very shortly. But we need to kind of do that gradually, and as we have better, more powerful internet. But this is really what the show is about. But it is very important that you ask yourself these questions. You need the reflection time every day. You can be busy and busy and busy, but it doesn't necessarily need to be an hour. I mean, 5-10 minutes at the end of your day. So what did I do well today? What could I have done better? There's certain things that that didn't go so well, and they could have done better. And what do I need to change? And some of the things you might just have to dump and never do again. Or I learned from my mistakes. Well, that's a good thing. But this is what happened, and I can never do that again. But I mean, write that down as well, because it's an important lesson. Just in case in 3 months' time, you've got some brain wave, and you want to do it again, and you can go back and say, oh no, I tried it already, but it didn't work. But what do I need to change is also very important, because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent, because if you practice something wrong, it'll never become perfect. It'll become more wrong. So that's why these questions are very important. And what did I learn from today? You can even add to it, who did I impact today? But you need to start every day intentionally. Set your day out. Do all these kind of things every single day. Do all these kind of things every single day of every single week of every single year. And it doesn't mean that every day you've got to be busy from one end of the day until the end, until you sit down and reflect and then fall asleep and do. No. You also need some quality time, which I also need to think about more, but we also need some time. But we are much more productive if we set out the goals for the day, if you already know what you need to do and do those things first. You know, the 80-20 rule, if you've got 10 goals, make sure you put them in order of importance, not in order of what you like to do, like scan Facebook and answer your friends. No, that's right at the end. But the order of importance, and then keep it going like that. If you only do the first two, the 80-20 rule, you will likely achieve more than most people achieve any day of the week. But be intentional. Learn, but at least take action on what you learn. That's my personal development course on the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. Every end of the session, I say, the video session, I say, do not go to the next video unless you've done the steps, unless you've implemented the steps I talked about, unless you've done some of this kind of stuff, and unless you've written some of this stuff down. There's a few lessons, and it might take you days to do them, but do not go on the next one because you're wasting. I did this. Have you ever read a book? And early on in my personal development, I started at 17 reading books, and there were some of these books had exercise. I'll come back to them, and I never did. Well, you can shorten the curve by actually doing those exercises. I knew this. I learned this. That's what I'm telling you. Do the exercises. Implement the stuff. But yeah, I hope this actually got you some. We're already at the end of our show again. Next week, you know what I'm going to talk about. You've been listening to IBGR.network, the International Business Growth Radio Network. I'm your host, Jan Robberts, the Inspirational Entrepreneur. I look forward to seeing you next week at the same time, same place. Remember, nothing happens by chance, it happens by choice. So choose wisely, and I'll see you next week. Take care.